Wow, this music is actually pretty repetitive when you just sit down and listen to it, but, hello everybody, let's do Castle Wily. So yeah, let's just go down. Oh, pressing down doesn't do anything. Yeah, you actually have to press left from cut and to go get it, which I always found a little weird, but, in general, that select screen was a little weird. The left and the right, I guess the simplified way to think about it is that I think only the left and right, sections of the D-pad actually do anything. And I should be able to say that for certain, considering I've played this game a lot of times, but now I'm actually not remembering, which is not very good of me. But, yes, I mentioned this is Castle Wily. That's what they called it in Mega Man Powered Up, but, I think the original, like, how do I put it? Like, the original sources say that this also, I should not be just going through that blindly. I should probably use this Ice Slasher here. But, yeah, I think the original, plans this was like a robot factory, like or an abandoned robot factory, I think, that, Wily has made his makeshift hideout. That would explain how he somehow gets the funding for all these robots, but, now, this section here might look like, the Ice Slasher to freeze them would, work well, but, I find that's usually not the case, actually. It's never... It's weird, like, they always the second one will always, like, unfreeze before you ever get a chance to go, back at it. I'm not good at explaining this. It's cause, like, you know, I can't, do it from just here without, you know, completely blocking my way. Also, this section here, if you don't want to repeatedly go up and down this ladder, you're going to hold this, Thunder Beam, because... Actually, I could have just used the Mega Buster there, because sometimes they do a short jump, which will allow you time to... If you're really OCD about not taking damage, you can, even like the littlest bit of damage, you can always just keep going up and down that ladder repeatedly to wait for them to do the short jump. Oh, wait, he was still up there. That was Now, this section here is probably the hardest portion of this first stage, if I had to make one. Thankfully you restart right above, so. The weird thing about Mega Man 1's physics is that if you just walk off a ledge and you don't jump off it, well, it's weird, it doesn't happen all the time. For some reason you'll fall, like, much more quickly, which I don't know what sense that is gonna make, but okay. Now, you do actually want to sort of preserve this magnet beam here, because... This room! Yeah, don't wait for disappearing blocks to appear, they're not coming. Also, if you mess up enough, you'll actually run out of weapon energy, and in the original NES version, that weapon energy down below would respawn, but not here. At least I don't think. I've never actually tried it, which is... weird. But, yeah. Anyway, let's continue off the stage, and, oh, gee, this is a boss room! Yeah, that's actually find that a little bit surprising myself for the first time, because there's no, like, boss door. Now, in the original version, this guy is kinda... Like, these things come at you pretty quickly, so I have a lot of difficulty with this guy, and especially since you can only hurt him when his eye opens. Here? Look at the slowdown! Yeah, this is one of the instances where, sun really affects it. Thankfully, it makes this fight much easier if you're having trouble with it. And many people do, so. Also, weird things, if you're using just the Mega Buster for this fight, the eye will sometimes open up too high for you to hit it, so that's kind of a dickish thing. That's why you should probably just use the, Thunder Beam. Another weird thing, I should probably, well, not a weird thing. The thing I should mention is that slowdown only seems to happen if you jump. And actually, if you get hit, the slowdown actually stops. So if you get hit once, it can kind of lead to a cycle of you getting hit a lot. Or at least that's what I would think. But I've gotten hit before, and it's not, you know, I was able to dodge the next ones for long enough. So that when I stopped having my invincibility frames, it wouldn't, I wouldn't get hit immediately. You know, I take a lot of words to explain a really simple concept, I find. I have a friend who tells me that, whenever I speak, it's always like I'll try to say things one way, and then mid-sentence I'll switch to another. So I'm not sure if that's what you guys think, but I personally don't quite see that, but I don't know what's up with it. I've had some people say that in multiple instances, I've actually had people think I'm from Australia because they think I have an accent that sounds like that. I've always thought my accent was identical to a Midwestern American accent, so if that's what's coming off, I have no clue. Also, the Firestorm helps immensely here. If you didn't know it, with Fireman, it creates these huge waves of fire, but for you, it surrounds you with flame. And it's the easy way out of this little section here. Almost like a prototypical... oh no, we fell through! But it's almost like a prototypical leaf shield, or just shield weapons in general. Kind of, not a whole lot. Now this is a section where Cutman, you gotta do them with just the Mega Buster. So as I was saying earlier, if you can't do them with just the Mega Buster, well, you gotta do it now. Or technically you have all the other special weapons, but I mean, I'm not sure I haven't tried the other ones on him, so I don't know what that wouldn't... I don't know how well those would work. Now, what else was I gonna mention? This stage has a bit of fall through floors. In these specific instances, Mega Man 2 actually runs with them a little bit and has a section where there's a lot of them in one of the stages. Oh wait, I was confusing this section for another section. Yeah, they copy-pasted it, some of the sections of the stage. Anyway, you don't want to take a whole lot of damage here. I mean, of course, you never want to take a lot of damage, but, be a little bit, careful, because, you know, we have Elecman. Yes, that's evil of them to put him in such a difficult stage already, especially since, I have trouble doing them without full health. I used to, well, at least when I used to do the stage, I would often die repeatedly on him, at least in the Wild Wars version. I'd repeatedly die on him because as I said, he's a lot harder in this version. And a lot of people consider him difficult in the NES version even, which, until you kind of learn him, I definitely agree with. He is really difficult, so... yeah, I stand by my statement, this is evil of them. Also, yes, I have enough Magnet Beam left for that. Usually I don't. Because the previous stage. Anyway, I know this is supposed to be like an old robot factory, as I mentioned earlier, but for some reason, this section to me always looked like, oh, this is like an old kind of castle-ish. Ooh, almost missed that one. I'm too lazy to get that one. And, so, what is the result of this climb down this little thing? Yep, this is called the Copy Robot, I believe. Also, Mega Man powered up this guy. The specific guy is called Mega Man with a question mark. Now, his AI is a lot easier in the original NES version. Here, I have no clue what is up with this guy. His AI patterns. So, for some reason, though, the Firestorm I find is actually kind of as well as the Hyper Bomb. So, I guess this is one of the sections where the Hyper Bomb is more useful. But I'm gonna try that. At least in the NES version, the Hyper Bomb, I was able to use it more effectively. Here, I'm not too sure. Maybe I was mistaken. Yeah, I'm getting hit too much. I'm gonna... Yeah. So in general, this stage is pretty difficult, both in terms of boss fight and the actual stage layout itself. So, I kind of made it a stupid decision there, going with the Hyper Bomb, but, well, Thunder Beam's actually not that bad either to do him with, so... And if you want to have a, I guess, if you want to have a little fun, I guess you could also use the Guts, the Super Arm, or the, Magnet Beam, since he can't, you know, do anything with that, but, now, in the original NES version, what he would do is he would jump whenever you shoot, and here it sometimes does that, but not all, I find. So, he also gets a lot closer to you a lot quickly, so... a lot more quickly, so... Alright, gotta be careful. Oh god. No, no. No, 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 no. I'm not liking this. Ugh. Unfortunately, I can't really say that it was, due to... this, failures were, due to the stage being genuinely difficult. It was more me being, an idiot. Well, it was both. It was both. So, I don't know. So... oh well, so now we're getting to these stages a little bit shorter, so... also, I'm starting to finally run low on my Thunder Beam, which, of course, as I mentioned earlier, never happens. But, yeah. So here, we get our first bit of water physics. Kinda, it just pushes you forward. So not exactly water physics in the same sense that the rest of the Mega Man series has, but, I guess this is supposed to be like a sewer, which is made a little more explicit, like, so in the Mega Man Powered Up, this, level has more, the background has more elements to make you realize that this is definitely like a sewer, so... also, I love the music here. Don't know what it is, but, the original NES version actually didn't have... I don't like the music, this track specifically, as much, so... I guess they did improve this one, at least. Also, they're dropping a lot of weapon energy, which I could use to pick up. Actually, I wouldn't be able to... well, there's shots on screen, it wouldn't be able to do it quickly enough, so... anyway, by the way, this is instance number 3, I think, where the Guts blocks appear. It is legitimately this guy's weakness, but, you might not want to use them just yet, and you'll see. See, they get faster as they go along, so... in fact, it comes out so quickly that I find I can just take them out in one hit here, because, the Guts block actually, hits that last one as it comes right as it comes out, which, in the NES version, they actually, I think they're a little bit more random in the order that they come out, so... don't depend on, hitting that last one with, with a single Guts block at the end, but, ooh, that would have been instant death for me in the NES version. Mercy Invincibility didn't save you from getting killed by the spikes instantly, so... and final instance of this, Guts blocks, we hardly knew ye. So, if you destroy that first one, you wouldn't be able to get the weapon energy. But, despite what you may think, you might not really need it that much. You'll see what I mean later. Not too much later. Yeah, I think I've been saying that a little bit too much in this LP, and we're only in the second episode, so... speaking of seeing things later, we gotta do a bit of a wait here. Yeah, this section here is kind of long, and the wait exemplifies that. There we go. Now, unlike a Gutsman stage, you actually want to stand on the edge here. Now, if you had to, actually, if you preserved a bit more of your Magnet Beam, like I often do, you would have been able to just go to that ladder by now, but, yeah, no. You have to be like, I have to wait for that thing. Now, you could just go up to the right and move on with the stage, but we want an extra life. Or we could have this swastika. Actually, in Japan, swastikas are they're a sign of good luck, I believe. But or at least the original Buddhist sense they were. Sense they were. But as you can see, it refills all our weapon energies. Actually, it means good luck for it's a symbol of good luck in Buddhism, is what I'm trying to say. And everywhere it technically has that implication, but in Japan, that's more well known than the that's the first thing they think of rather than the Nazis' use of the swastika. So, also this guy's weakness is Firestorm, but I want to save it for later. Because, also, I really shouldn't have been that reckless with my health. I think I took a little bit too much away for comfort. Okay, now I'm kind of worried, because, Alright, I want to get through, I'm gonna probably want to dodge every single one of these Ice Slashers. As if I wouldn't want to do that anyway, but, okay, good. So you only got one guy left down on the list, Gutsman. I actually said he was one of the easier bosses, but here I find he's actually, because, I often get, low health by the time I'm with him here, he can actually be kind of difficult-ish. Also, I'm doing much worse at him than I usually do in this section, so now I'm worried. Thank goodness. If he I actually wasted a lot of my weapon energy, so I wouldn't have wanted it to continue in that direction. Also, because I'm not confident I'll win this fight, I'm gonna jump over this weapon energy, just leave it alone. I was worried I would accidentally not make that jump and then take away the little energy I had, or take away my chance to get it, but, this boss is kind of difficult to do with just 2 hits, so, yeah. Now that we're at full health, the gloves are off, and, actually, just in case since they're both pretty full, in case I die again, I'm just gonna make sure I don't get that weapon energy. Weapon energy! I'm not emphasizing those 2 syllables enough. But yeah, this is, if I didn't mention earlier, this is Dr.Wily. Yeah, we're at him already. Also, this is, pretty easier to dodge than I'm making it look like, but, for some reason I'm actually kind of bad with that, particularly. I know what's up with me in that, but, this part's much easier, though. I say as I get hit, So here you actually get kind of exemplifies some of the limitations of the Thunder Beam, since you can only have one on the screen at a time. And why is he hitting me so much? Dang. Oh well, thankfully, you don't, it doesn't do enough damage, it does enough damage for me to be able to tank it as long as I'm using the Thunder Beam, so, yay. Being cheap has, paid off. Also, the, ending music in the WilyO's version is much cheerier than the NES version. In the NES version, it was kind of, the beginning was actually, really similar to the opening theme for Mega Man 2. Just with a few different instruments. Fight Mega Man for everlasting peace. Funnily enough, I think that initially, this game wasn't, initially successful enough to really justify a sequel, so, Keiji Inafune and his team actually had to work, like, overtime, I think. Kind of funny that under, like, a lot of pressure, Mega Man 2 is considered one of the best in the series, whilst, and that was the one that they were really, like, kind of rushing, like, well, not necessarily rushing, it was the one that they were under a lot of pressure, I guess. So. Which to me is a little ironic. Also, this, the sky is changing a little too quickly here. I think the sun may be going through, the transformation to a red giant by now. Also, maybe Mega Man is, has one of those cans of, like, spray-on clothing, because he just instantly changed. So, Maybe he had one of those like cans with the fabric in it that you spray on yourself, and then it quickly creates some clothing for you. I'm not joking. That really exists, I think. Also presented by Capcom. So me saying the name might have gotten this episode content ID'd, by the way, because actually some of my old Mega Man 9 videos actually they cite that as the reason. So I might have just doomed my video right now, but that's okay. It's not. I'm not too finicky about that. So it automatically saved for us, which is nice because as you can see, it says all clear. Next episode, Mega Man 2. This is the rather famous one in the franchise. So hope you have a nice day. I'll see you there.